And how we all doing on this wonderful day here? This is, again, a Wednesday early access because I am saying it now, it's canon, I am unofficially doing that. I'm saying unofficially doing that to cover my ass in case there's no early access games of interest for a Wednesday, because that'd be embarrassing. Anyway, this is Temierus here, and I have with me today Brazilian Root Registered. I noticed it was interesting that Brazilian Root and the company that makes it, which the name is escaping me currently, but both of them make sure to have that registered mark basically anywhere that name's planted. So I'll mention it because it's mentioned a lot. I will also apologize if you do not like snakes very much at all, since there's this big old CG rendered snake here to the right. But I got too committed because it took a lot of effort to get this game to record. I'm not sure it actually really wants to be full screen because there was a very long period I could not get it to record where it didn't take up a quarter of the screen, let alone play where it only took up a quarter of the screen. It was not a great start, but we can ignore those technical difficulties for now because I have absolutely no idea what would be causing them, so it could have been something on my end for all I know. Let's go ahead and hit new campaign. Yes. I unfortunately was not able to read that because it was in Portuguese. As is this. There seems to be a lot of repeated phrases, so maybe I'll be able to learn some Portuguese here. I recognized 4, and I'm pretty sure I know what gamer is. Patria Games, that's them. They didn't have the registered mark there. Game does not have multiplayer or microtransactions, won't have a season pass, has not been tested to many people, was not made for resolutions in 4K. Well, I mean, it started as a Greenlight game in 2015. And I'm assuming this is just taking a quick skim. It's them trying to say that they really believe in the game and they're putting a lot of soul and effort into it. I say seem to be because I haven't played it yet. I don't know whether that's true or not. It's a work of fiction. Any resemblances, you know, that's the standard fiction thing. Oh, we have another one. Okay. Wow, this is a lot of information. They do not exist in reality. Okay. And game is not recommended for players under 18 years old. That should probably be plastered on game launch, not campaign start. Just saying. Because every time I ever see age warnings and all that, they show up during the load screen of the whole game rather than the segments of the game. Kind of like if you boot up a game that's been rated by the ESRB, you'll sometimes get the ESRB rating to show up as like the first thing that shows up. Well, here we have some scenes of Brazil. Seems like a decent place, but I'm not sure I want to visit anything down there. It's very hot. I don't like hot. Here, I played myself to governor of Rio de Janeiro, so it was in Rio. I wasn't very attached to politics early on, but since I left the uniform, I decided to devote myself to something more important to me. Decided to devote myself to the people. I do have to say the voice sounds pretty decent, even though I'm talking over it. I was doing well in the polls and was considered... Oh, I missed that. Oh my. Just decided, let's just dive right into some profanity there. Okay. That's what you want to do? Go right ahead, I suppose.
Atenção. A filha do candidato a governador Benjamin Adonis foi sequestrada hoje de manhã. Testemunhas dizem que Elizabeth foi levada por bandidos desarmados que a abordaram enquanto a mesma estava em sua residência. E que dos sequestradores vestiu uma camisa da escola de samba do Morro da Agulha. Mais detalhes no nosso
I really enjoyed when they were in the Command & Conquer series. I was very glad that when they made Generals they brought it back because they started using just CG rendered stuff. But
filme passou rápido, uma
film
bala de
passed
cabeça.
quickly as a 45 bullet.
Fiquei tentando imaginar quem poderia fazer aquela sacanagem comigo.
The storyline is
Cara do sequestrador.
this guy that we're about to play as, his daughter's been kidnapped by people. He doesn't know who, though,
minha família
because
e
there's
de
supposed to be
quebra
some
ainda me
mystery.
ferrar nas eleições.
Well, that was
Pior que
aggressive.
Não vinha nenhum filho da puta na cabeça. Afinal, tem cobra que dá o bote, mas não balança o rabo.
That's many snakes do that.
Mas o que vagabundo não sabia, parceiro, é que eu tinha sido soldado das forças de operações especiais.
If you want to watch this again, this is also their store page trailer.
Descobrir quem foi o responsável pelo sequestro da Beth. E custasse que custasse.
The interesting thing to note is they still have plastered up that they were voted by Greenlight, so this was on Greenlight, and it got support from Greenlight. So this late in the game, after Greenlight being dead, them still having it up, that definitely shows it's been going on for a minute. So let's go see what Brazilian Root has to offer. Remembering it's early access and $15. Those are 2 marks to remember. All right. So now we have a highway scene. More highway. All right. Now we're in a car.
O coração tava disparado, parceiro. Não sabia o que eu ia encontrar na favela.
Oh, that's nice.
Na verdade,
Nice
tava
is
fazendo
in
uma
the games
puta de uma polícia.
in Brazil that's actually going to go to the favela. That is a place that I feel has been very underdeveloped on basically any media.
Mas só lembrava da Beth cada minuto.
This is a scene I feel like I've seen
Porque na
somewhere
época
else.
que eu era soldado e a bala comia, pensava nela e me dava forças pra me manter vivo. Pra sair da merda e chegar em casa, cara. Porque na guerra, parceiro, você tem que usar a cabeça. Senão tu vai acabar fazendo merda. Mas hoje,
I'm not sure whether I should talk and talk over the guy, or I should let him talk and hope everybody reads the subtitles.
Ia ser foda, parceiro.
There's no skip button. I did remember that. There was... That's loud. I do remember reading a review where there's no skip button. Oh, it should be noted, this has been repeated a hell of a lot by the developer. You have to be a hardcore gamer to like this. So if you're not hardcore, you should probably turn off the video, because you're not going to like this game. Because it's only for hardcores. I mean, I don't actually know what that's supposed to mean, but that's what they keep saying.
Tá todo mundo com grampo e ativo na escuta.
Ótimo. Deixa eu ver o que tá acontecendo.
Fala, rapaziada. O verme vai chegar pela entrada. Botou a cara pra meter bala, hein, porra.
Vamos passar esse filho da puta. Aqui é só cria, menor boladão.
Já é. Vai sobrar nada, que é o bonde da agulha, porra.
So what was the first voice in the over being talked through like a radio?
Tá monitorado, vai ficar sem cara.
Oh, that guy's really distorted. He needs to get some better equipment. Well, I hear gunshots. Okay. Okay then. Third time's the charm. You may immediately be confused what I mean by that. Okay. Here's what I mean by that. I guess I'll just keep announcing what I'm about to do. That sounds fun. But I have already attempted to get gameplay footage of this game twice before. First time, it was very disjointed because I had to put a lot of focus into the game because it was not working properly and not making sense. And the second time, even though I saw OBS say it was recording, I don't know, I'll take the blame, and I must have bumped the record hotkey and accidentally made it stop recording, or did. So yeah, third time's a charm here to get some gameplay footage of something that might be somewhat enjoyable to view on the YouTubes, so I can get those watch time numbers, and YouTube can think this is a channel that can exist, and then maybe it can. I mean, that's really the goal at the end of the day, isn't it? Which, that does lead me into a topic of, YouTube did tell me that because I got 10,000 views, I hit that mark a little while ago, they were going to start sending emails to help grow the channel. I haven't seen dick from them. So yeah, there might be some secret that I don't know about YouTube, and they would have told me in the email, but they haven't told me. How dare they? It's almost like YouTube is sometimes a bit dysfunctional. Get mowed down. Shall spray bullets at you. At least the shotgun does a stunt. See, there I go being all quiet, trying to focus a bunch on the game. Which is funny, because what keeps happening is the slower I try to approach the game, it seems the worse it goes. Which is funny, because the developers said that it's supposed to be taken slow. I find that interesting, to say the least. That, of course, is on the follow-up of them just pretty much insulting a guy that reviewed their game just because he had the gall to use the red what the hell? Okay. That's alright. That's definitely a thing. That has not happened to me before. Okay then. That was definitely a thing. I also have never gone this way before to see what's going on here. Now you see this is a way of cleverly using your assets, because for a second I didn't realize it, but they were using a stair asset to make some concrete bleachers. I think it works. Like I said, I didn't realize it until I stopped and really looked at it. See, that's how you use a pre-bought asset. You put it in your game world with some thought. And, wow, I like how we can actually get there. You put it into your game with some thought and some artistic integrity, and out comes something that makes sense and is decent. It's not that hard. You see how easy that was. It's not that hard. But apparently a lot of people that want to throw games up on Steam, it is very hard for them. Not sure how or why. It just is. Now you notice that my gun is very quiet here. That is because I put it into single fire mode. Let's get rid of that guy. If I put my gun to a full auto mode, like we are going to do here, it does have noise. See? Noise. But if I switch it to single, silence. Silent, but deadly. That was just a very interesting thing that I noticed. Just keep charging, just keep charging. Yeah, so I find it funny that they insulted a guy that had the nerve, as they said, to put a thumb down on their game for speedrunning, but trying to rush through the game, as I said, seems to yield better results. Like, I'll admit I'm dying there, but that's just because, especially when I'm recording, I'm not that good, and I'm probably not that good to begin with, so there is that. And we'll kill that guy. And we'll take his gun. And I already have that gun. Grenade. Not sure if it's actually going to get anybody. It's hard to tell how far your grenades actually throw, because in some games you can use how loud it was to gauge how far away you got it. because, you know, something that blows up further away from you will be quieter than something that's blowing up right next to you. But even if the grenade blows up right next to you, it's about as loud as it is if you threw it 100 feet away from you. Just keep shooting you in the nuts. I was trying to go over and punch him, but... Alright. Kinda have to keep switching your guns, because you occasionally get extra ammo pickups. I haven't figured out the rhyme or reason to it. It just sorta happens sometimes, and then it doesn't happen other times. I thought maybe it would be a weapon caliber issue, but I would walk over people that have weapons that I know are not the caliber of certain weapons, and then I'd suddenly have reloads that I didn't have before. So there's a pattern, there's a sensibility in there. I don't know what it is. I would use my fire select to put this thing slower, but I'm not all that bothered by it. Got him. Pro strats. I'll take that. And that. And run. I'm curious to see if what I've stated in this video will cause me to get bad comments from the developer calling me out as a bad person. How dare I review the game because I'm not a hardcore gamer. We'll see if I get any of those comments. There we go, that got him at some range. Because the shotguns keep wanting to not do that. There we go, just shoot him dead. Nope, give me the shotgun. Look at him just slide around. What are you doing sliding? That's not how walking works. Okay. And there we go. Alright. We're killing people. We're killing people dead in the favelas. Which is a pretty underutilized setting in media. At least in my frame of reference here in the States. So I think it's cool seeing it get some attention. That's honestly one thing that made me interested in wanting to check this game out. It's just because of the usage of a favela. And again, I cannot understand how the game wants to function with grenade throwing. Just spray the bullets, and it'll kill them dead eventually. Alright. And now we'll keep this. Keep this. Even though it uses 308, which is inherently not lethal in this game for some reason, we'll keep it. I mean, in real life, the 308 is a fairly lethal round. So, it's surprising, to say the least. I can't tell if I'm actually hitting that guy or not. I just back away and let my health recover, because that's how you play as a hardcore gamer. I still don't know what the hell that actually is supposed to mean. Like, there's arguments that come up with people playing games and they'll have like easy modes. Like there was the Mario Kart controversy where they put in a mode that has very heavy driving assist. So, you know, it makes it difficult to lose the race, especially if you're somebody that knows how to play Mario Kart and you put that on. It is going to be very difficult for you to lose a race on that. And people were pissed off that that existed in Mario Kart. I mean, they were furious. It was just a how dare Nintendo put that in there. But at the end of the day, it's like, okay, you don't like it, so don't play it that way. Play it the way you've always played your Mario Karts. They obviously didn't put that in for you. They put it in for the people that wanted that game mode, now they're going to use it. but then it's also like those people are going to be evil for daring to touch that baby mode. I just don't understand it. How does it affect you that a game has different difficulties in it? Why are other people not allowed to enjoy games the way they want them? I can't make sense of it. Alright. So this seems to be like a boss stage time from what I've gotten here before. He can get us before we can see him. I know that can be a realistic thing, but in a video game, video games are not accurate representations of real life. It's getting loud. Is that really loud bang an enemy, or was that the song? I think it was the music. Okay. This is now becoming the furthest I have proceeded in this game. Alright. Can I get up on that tower? I kind of maybe want to check out the gun that guy had. I mean, how did they get up on that tower? That's what I get for just running blind around the corner. I mean, I should have known they were there. But I did it anyway. I need to make sure I check to see how loud that is, because I realize my headphones are probably at a different setting. So I have SteelSeries headphones that have a little dial on them where I can control the volume out of the headphone, but I can also control the volume that I get from, like, games versus the volume I get from chat applications. So like earlier I was playing some Overwatch on Discord with the buddies. So my slider was modified to allow me to hear Discord, but also hear the game. So it's an interesting thing I have to deal with. Do I just kind of... Oh, right. I'm not sure if that was supposed to be that way. Just... 6, okay. Appears to be immune to my bullets. How about bullets from this? He still appears to be immune to my bullets. Nope, I hit him. Come on. I'm starting to believe that there is a maximum distance that I can hurt the enemies. Alright. Back down to the streets. Mow down that mobster. I like how as soon as I said mobster, I saw some lobster. Cockroach of the sea. It always amuses me how lobster used to be a poor person's food. The wealthy would never be associated with lobster. Now it's a food of wealthy. Ain't it funny the way the world works? Yeah, I'll get a reload of ammo on that. Alright. So this is all virgin territory for me here. Just kind of spaz out on him. That's how you kill them. You just kind of spaz out. Alright. Mow him down. This guy over there. Do I have grenades still? I think I used up all my grenades. Yep, I appear to have used up all of my grenades. That's unfortunate. Grab the AK for a bit. Take that. You take that. Shot him in the head and it didn't kill him. Uh-oh, he's trapped in the ground. He's halfway in the ground. He's halfway out. He's now a plant. I'm going to call him Turnip Man. Reminds me of a turnip. I don't know why I'm specifically thinking a turnip, but I just am. Okay. Got stuck on the dead bodies, I suppose. I took him by surprise. Melee! 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 Yeah, take it. I'll switch back to this longer range gun. Well, I know it should be a long range gun. I haven't been able to tell if makes too much difference here. Especially because we're just in very tight quarters in this game, so the longer range is not going to make much difference in the long run, I don't think. There we go. And we'll swap out with whatever he had, because it has ammunition. There we go. Load up those shells I just used. Oh, I want the Spaz. The Spaz seems to be better than the Mossberg. I always loved it. There was a shotgun called a Spaz. Alright. He's dead. Oh, he's not dead. There we go. Now we got him. Alright. It's sometimes pretty difficult to tell whether they're dead or not. Alright. I'm saying alright a lot in this video, I'm now realizing. I think I say alright a lot as is. I don't know if I'll try and change that or not. Oh, shit, shit, shit. Shit balls. There's Cristo Redentor. I think I butchered the pronunciation of that. But we already got the disclaimer that it is not the real one. That was something I always found funny with that fictional disclaimer, because basically if you do any kind of work of fiction, it is a good idea to put that disclaimer on there. It just flat out is. The thing that I find interesting though is there will be works of fiction that still want to take real world locations, like we'll use Spider-Man as an example. Spider-Man will have that disclaimer on it, where all the people, places, events, everything in here, purely fictional, purely coincidental. But Spider-Man's in New York City, the New York City. That's not a fictional New York City, that is New York City, there's just a Spider-Man in it. And consequently the entire Marvel Pantheon, basically. Duck behind this, get our health back. So I always found it interesting when there's things where you can tell, like, I'm pretty sure it was intentional to use this actual place, but the disclaimer just has to flat out say it's not. Now, because it's a hardcore game, I do, of course, have to restart at the beginning. That's just how hardcore game's supposed to be. If you don't like it, well, you're not allowed to review the game. You're not even allowed to look at the game. If that's a feature you don't like in this game, don't even look at it. Because that's bad. You can't do that. Just like how if a game's early access, you're not allowed to say anything negative about it. You just can't. Just don't even think about it. If you thought about saying anything negative to an early access game ever, don't do it. Not allowed. Not permitted. Not permissible. It's a lot of ranting about a mentality that I very strongly disagree with.